Hi everyone, Marthy here. Today I have an eye makeup tutorial that is geared a little bit more towards people that have brown eyes. Of course, anyone can use this tutorial and apply it to themselves whether they have brown eyes or not, but the reason I say it's a little bit more geared towards people with brown eyes is because it explains why it's important for people that have brown eyes not to just use brown colors on your eyelids. So if you are interested in something like that, please go ahead and stay tuned for the tutorial. I have gone ahead and applied some of the Inglot foundation. Today I wanted to try something new. One is an LW400. Aside from that, all I have is my base, which is the e.l.f. illuminating primer, and nothing else. So we're gonna go ahead and move on from there. And today what we are going to do is we're gonna be working with this palette called Sweet as Candy by Wet n Wild. It is one of their trios. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to apply a little bit of tape to the sides here because I am going to be using a little bit of a dark color on the sides and I don't want to make too much of a mess. So I'm going to just take a little tape and kind of take some of the stickiness off doing this and just apply it. Whenever you do a look for brown eyes, you don't want to go all browns or all tans because it just kind of fades it away, or it just makes it look like you have something dark in your eye. If you have brown eyes, it's always important to add some kind of color in there just to make it pop and make it look pretty. Otherwise, you just look like it is just too dark and it just really doesn't pop and accentuate your brown eyes. So that is why it's important to apply some color whenever you are using browns. You could go with pinks, purples, and blues. Also metallic greens look really pretty with brown eyes. So those are the basic colors that usually kind of stand out when you have brown eyes. But today we're gonna be working with this pink one. The next color we're going to go in with is this one for the crease, and for that we're going to use a tapered brush. Go in with that color and apply it right on the crease. Another thing that I just want to point out real quick, if you have hooded eyes like I do and they're a little bit droopy from right here, just go ahead and apply the color that you're going to apply in the crease and also the one that you apply in the outer corner with your eyes open. Of course, you're going to need to close it just to apply a little bit here, but then you open it and then you apply the rest, because if you just close it and apply it, then it'll all kind of sink into the crease there, and then once you open your eyes normally, you won't be able to see the color, and that happens to people like me that have hooded eyes. We're gonna go into the Lorac Pro palette that I have. This is the original palette. Sorry, it's all dusty. To go in with the color Espresso. It is this color right here. Pencil like this one. And just go in the corner, and the tape really helps because to prevent some of the fallout. We're not gonna go too far in, but just kind of like the third portion of your eye, and then a little bit in the crease, and then a little bit like halfway in, and then if you have a hooded eye like me, then you go a little bit over the crease. Sometimes you just have to try new things, and then you'd be surprised what you end up liking. My looks always look funky at first, but then they come together and look pretty good. I know there's other girls out there that just apply it and it just looks magical, but you don't have to be a professional. Just play with your makeup and you make it work, girl. We're going to go in back to that pink color that we were using at first. Going to apply some more of that pink because we lost some of it when we were applying the other colors. And just kind of blend it with that dark color at the edge there. We're going to take a big blending brush and we're going to go in with this color right here on this Physicians Formula palette. I love this color. I need to add a little bit of a caramel tone to it just to make it pop a little bit more. So we're just going to blend in those colors in the crease. clean up your blending brush a little bit while you're doing it, so that you won't create like a muddy look on the other eye. And even while you're doing the one eye, sometimes you have to do that, especially if you're working with a dark color underneath. I usually like to keep a little towel with me whenever I do my makeup, because it really helps so that I can use it to wipe down little brushes like this. Go in with this Wet n Wild eyeshadow single. This one is called Creme Brulee, I believe it is, or Brulee Creme. You can find these at Walgreens usually. I'm going to go in and apply this right on the top, next to the, closer to the eyebrow. Once you do that, you're going to go in and blend that color into the color that's right next to it, which is that one caramel looking color, I guess. Just blend it a little bit so you don't see a harsh line. Remove these tapes, and we're going to go in with a brown eyeliner underneath the lash line. The reason I'm doing that instead of using powder is because I noticed when I just use the eyeshadow underneath, it just kind of fades away on me. And so going in with the liner first and then the eyeshadow will really make it stay. So I'm going to go in before I soften these up, so don't worry about this, we're going to fix that. But right now we're going to focus on the lower lash line. A flat shader brush, and just kind of go back into that brown mid-tone color that we used in the beginning, and go ahead and apply some of that over the liner. We are going to fix this so that it's not a harsh line, and we're just going to blend it. I like to use the eyeshadow that I used over by the brow. We're going to go in with some eyeliner on the top, and after that we're going to go ahead and clean up this mess. But for now we're just going to leave it there and just ignore it. I'm going to go in with the NARS Larger Than Life Long Wear Eyeliner. It looks like this. So I'm going to do that and then come back, because yeah. I'm going to go in with some black eyeshadow over it, this color right here from the Lorac Pro palette, and just go over the eyeliner just to make it look a little bit smoother and like if I did it a little bit better. Now we're going to go in and clean up this fallout, and just use a wet wipe and it'll clean it right up. Unless it's something a little bit lighter, you could probably just clean it up with a tissue, but since I do have some of the darker fallout, I'm gonna use a wet wipe. And we could always fix the foundation, we could always apply some concealer to fix that, so it's not a big deal. I've cleaned it up and applied a little bit of sunscreen because I did wipe it off. I also went in with some of the primer, so we're gonna go ahead and continue, and today we are going to use some of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Really high coverage, so a little bit goes a long way, and I always tend to put too much. Now we're going to set our foundation and everything with some translucent loose powder. This is the Airspun. I really love this one. Then I like to go in with a different type of brush to go under my eyes and set my concealer. This is the e.l.f. blush brush. It's just the perfect shape. Now we're going to contour a little bit, and we are going to use the LA Colors powder in the color Tan. blush right here. It is by Mary Kay. I don't know the name of it, but it's a kind of a lighter tone, and the reason I'm doing that is because I am kind of going dramatic on the eyes today, so going with something that is a little bit lighter will go better with this kind of look. Fix up this area right here so that you don't have any blush right here, and I just go in with the powder. Okay, next we are going to highlight. I like to use this e.l.f. blush called Pinktastic, and that is what we're going to use as the highlighter for today. Go ahead and apply a little bit in the inner corner of our eyes just to give the eye a little bit of a pop. Next we're going to apply some on the higher points of our cheeks. Using the Jordana Fabubrow pencil. This is in the color Light Taupe. I'm going to be using this eyeshadow by Paula's Choice. It's called Granite. I really like this color for my eyebrows. Wet n Wild Brulee single eyeshadow. Kind of make that eyebrow look a little bit sharper by applying a little powder right next to the brow. The mascara, I like to use the L'Oreal Telescopic. That's my favorite mascara for now. So we're gonna apply some. Whenever you apply one mascara on top of another that are different kinds, it always just makes your eyelashes look better. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. This is in the color Black. So just apply that right over the other mascara. Whenever you put too much and it clumps up, just go in with one of these and just comb it through, and that will take off the excess. You know, another reason I like to keep these around is because when I'm going to apply my lipstick and I didn't exfoliate my lips, this is actually another option to exfoliate your lips. So just scrub them a little bit. That way your lips don't look too bad. So you just kind of scrub them a little bit with something like this. I'm going to use this lipstick here. It is the Maybelline. Not sure what these are called. If they're called the Sensationals, I think. This is in the color 235, Warm Me Up, and it looks like this. It's a really beautiful neutral color. It's one of those pinkish nudes kind of colors. So if you like the pink nudes, this is the perfect one. I think this is one of my very favorite nudes that that is out there. Going to set my makeup with this e.l.f. Makeup and Mist setting spray.